We got some of the early reviews, and we just want to talk about it because we've touched up on James Gunn on this channel, and we were all initial really big fans of James Gunn before we got into this game. And then like right until we got into this game, we saw Superman. I was shaky on
That
it.
was our first video.
We were all kind of shaky on it. I think it was one of our first videos. And then we went into the Peacemaker, where we just all collectively, unfortunately,
I think we started falling off one by one. It started off with a little bit of argument, but then like as it went, and it didn't like make up for that initial
awful.
I think like the funny thing is like Chase was like, if you watch our videos, was the first guy to be like, hey, there's a problem here.
Mm-hmm.
And like,
well, no, I said so, Superman. I said so, Superman.
I like Superman initially. As it's grown, I've learned to kind of really start to nitpick it. Chase, I think you still have a pretty positive view of Superman, right? Overall,
I have a fairly positive.
You still like
view
Superman? Okay.
Of the movie, like, is it the perfect story? No, but I like Corn Sweat Superman.
Of course, yeah.
The casting.
Nothing wrong with the casting at all. Nope.
The casting is.
I think the same with this situation.
Yeah, but my criticism is the Gunnisms. Like
it's the Gunnisms.
Just a little bit of the Gunnism. You know, because we've talked about this before. I like James Gunn. Some of my favorite movies were James Gunn movies, but I wish that he wasn't in control of an entire universe or whatever. Because like he had really good stuff in his own James Gunn universe, and I don't like that bleeding into the tone of the DC universe.
Right.
Things like Brightburn, I didn't want to bleed into Superman. I don't want that.
Right. I mean, I was talking to Dom off camera today, and we discussed just like, okay, at this point, how many more flops can happen before they have to change the regimes
again?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it really depends on how much money they're putting into each individual movie and whether they're actually making any of that movie back. Because you can make money as a.
I mean, they put stuff out in the trade stuff like, oh, if they only make $315, they break even. Who was believing?
What I mean, the thing is like you can have a movie flop and a universe succeed.
Right.
In the same way you can have a universe flop and a movie succeed.
Right.
We've seen both of Marvel.
Yeah, so I don't have their finances or anything to be able to tell you one way or the other, but they're probably more on the line of like, it's okay to have
a couple of
XYZ flop. Like, I mean, it might have even been like, hey, this movie most likely isn't going to be the hit that some people want it to be, but it's going to lead into and promote this other project, and it's going to be a huge hit. Like, I promise you that my new Justice League is going to blow everything out of the water, and we need this flop for that to fly.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm not there for the conversation. I can't guess. But, I mean, I felt the same way when we watched not the Suicide Squad, the monster one, the animated Creature Commandos.
Yeah.
That I was like, to open up your universe with this.
It's just strange.
Was a strange first foot forward or whatever.
Yeah.
But at the same point, in the past they've gone Batman, Superman, and then let's throw in these other things where they want to lead into the other DC universe type stuff or whatever, and then they all flopped. I mean, the previous DC universe basically ended with Blue Beetle instead of starting with Blue Beetle and building. Right. It was almost like they did the opposite, where the Marvel universe started out with Iron Man and built up to the Avengers. They started with the Justice League and then built up to Blue Beetle. And I think that right now, I mean, at least he's got like, I think that the bones are still there of like, we'll see once we get to the Justice League type movies.
Like, if we ever even get there with him.
That's what I was telling Wes. Like, I feel like we're still in the early stages. Like, because you've got the discourse right now is, well, look at like the first 4 MCU movies before Avengers came out. We were talking about this actually before we got here. And like, okay, well, but you can't really say that because, I mean, Iron Man is like universally recognized.
Great movie, loved it.
An A-tier film.
Yep.
Right? First Avenger, for the most part, that's like a B.
Good movie. I love that movie.
Thor's like probably a B-.
I like Thor 1. I think Thor 1's a good movie.
Only one, and he loves this movie. The only one where maybe it was like kind of shaky, but because the first movie had such a great foundation with Iron Man 2. Because Iron Man 2 wasn't as good as the first
I
one.
love Iron
Some
Man
people loved
2.
it.
I love Iron Man
But
2.
the thing is that you had, and I think that worked more because you had these C tier characters that like were just kind of just testing it. You know what I mean?
Black Widow was an Iron Man 2.
But-
it gave it a
yeah.
Now here's the kicker though. Those C tier movies, it's not that they can't flop. It's that they can't be bad. They have
That is-
Yeah,
that could be
mid
the
is
story,
just
yeah.
not good.
good. And
Well,
I think
we're
that
hearing
out of
from
all
Supergirls.
of the original Avengers cast, Thor was probably the most mid of the bunch, and even it wasn't really a mid movie. I think that, you know, if you were to compare it to future Thor, the kinks that they adjusted for was the over the top kind of Shakespearean aspect of it, and made it more funny without his weird talking and stuff like that. He's changed quite a bit.
Yeah.
From his intro. But Thor was better than The Dark World, and
Sure.
Captain America First Avenger was fantastic, and
One of my
Iron Man
favorite
was
MCU movies.
fantastic.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter that Thor didn't do as well as Captain
Yeah,
America.
and yeah,
It was like, did it set the ground?
it did,
and but
and it
from,
worked perfectly when it came together.
now here's where I'm gonna be like, you know, I don't know if I'm, you know, it's counter to what we're all thinking. You're playing devil's advocate, but from what I've seen of the Peter Safran conversation with Millie Alcock, it seems like they've got this future plan of her being big in the Justice League.
Right.
So at least their idea
Is there?
is there to do that.
Right.
And whether or not we as an audience allow that to happen, and
Right.
whether the movies
It's a-
are good, is going to change.
Right.
Because it doesn't matter whether, like, I mean, even if only 5 people see it, if those 5 people are like, this is freaking fantastic,
Right.
and the first time that people see Millie Alcock is in the Justice League movie, and they're like, dang, they're right, that was
Yeah.
really good, like, that's fine. But if 1 million people go and see her and they're like, wow, this story is a bust, like,
Yeah.
I don't want to follow this,
And
then it doesn't matter, you know.
We're talking about the main problem is that James Gunn is not allowing directors to make their own movies. Like, we have to be, bro. Where are needle drops coming from with Craig Gillespie? I'm not saying Craig Gillespie's never had a needle drop in his life in a movie. I'm just saying, like, where is that coming from? Where a review comes out and says there are bad needle drops in the movie. That is a James Gunn thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens with a creative who needs to be put under control, and you put him in charge of everything.
Yep.
And so, when directors come in, they're getting paid a check, but they are basically, when a creative is like watching over your movie, he's not doing what's best for the business. He's doing like, oh, this would look better, because he's naturally, subconsciously directing his own movie when he's giving you notes. You
Yes.
understand?
Oh yeah,
So-
if every movie feels like James Gunn, it doesn't matter whether James Gunn's doing it or not.
Right.
Right.
And I think that's kind of the key distinction, because, and I hate to do the MCU comparison, but that's unfortunately where we're at, because
The MCU has distinct directors, though.
but also too, like,
yeah.
true, and but also the MCU, they kind of laid out the blueprint of like a proper, you could say from Iron Man to Endgame, that's like a good saga of how to do like a superhero universe from scratch and work your way to the, you know, to the end point. So I think, like, James Gunn, I think, like you said, like you just said, like, not everything can be the same tone. And when every movie's the same tone, and we see like just your mark on it on all the films, like, Kevin Feige's a producer. Like, there's not a thing, you can't say that that's a Feigeism.
Yeah.
He gets people in place to do, you know what I mean? Johnny Favreau, who did the first Captain America?
Oh fuck, I don't even know.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
fuck. But
Not the Russos.
different directors for
Yeah.
each film. Like, so it's a different taste, and it all kind of comes together. Joss Whedon, you find the reviews?
I'm looking at,
Yeah,
I'm looking at the first
Yeah.
video right now.
So yeah, we and him were looking at reviews earlier, and I was just like, oh man,
But you're right as far as like tone goes, because I can remember back, right? Think before Avengers, when you have the Incredible Hulk, Iron Man, Captain America, Thor. All 4 of those movies are distinct in tone, and the tie-ins to those movies.
Joe Johnston killed it.
Johnson.
He made Captain America.
The tone of those movies are distinct, and the tie-ins to those movies are small. right? So Iron Man is distinctly an Iron Man movie.
Yep.
Captain America is a Captain America movie. In fact, I can't even think of any characters that had a big like continuance from those movies, like in other movies, from the first four. Now, once they got into the sequels of each of those movies, then they started introducing characters that all got their time in the sun, kind of a thing. But those four movies, like they were just to develop those characters, right?
Right.
But you look at Superman, arguably the first movie or first thing in James Gunn's, if you take out the Creature Commandos, right? How many characters that they introduced that he's going to spread some sort of web on? I mean, the Green Lanterns already showed up in multiple movies. You know, who else? I mean, even Lex Luthor showed up as a joke in the
Creature and Peacemaker.
In Peacemaker. Yeah. So it's like you're not getting that individual build-up. You're not getting that individual tone. You're trying to keep it like all consistent, and when you do that, you've got pudding, you've got mush. You don't like you want to be able to have different dishes for different things, and then bring it together in one big Thanksgiving meal when it comes to the Justice League.
Right. Well, I got some of these reviews.
Okay, what's it?
Sure, I've heard a couple.
Okay. We can look through a couple of these and see what people are saying. Okay, so okay, Emilia Clarke deserves a better vehicle than Supergirl. She's incredible and betrays Carl with stunning vulnerability, a tremendous lead performance bogged down with a messy movie around her, a clunky script and awkward pacing and lackluster supporting performances, especially from Momoa. I didn't expect that. Wow. I also didn't know. A movie could look worse than Superman, but there are some shots here that are downright bad. Definitely not a train wreck, but not nothing spectacular. I swear there are some shots in Superman that are awful. That are
Little Joey stands as the worst CG that I've seen.
Oh my god! If that is the case, oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay, then read another one.
Yeah, but I just want to, real quick, I just want to say like that. That's like,
who's that from?
Some guy I saw earlier than us.
So that was the thing. Like, and I know you're no fan of Man of Steel. I completely understand. And now that I've like understand what that movie, what it is, like I'm completely like, okay, yeah.
I still love Man of Steel.
No, I love the movie. I understand it's flawed and whatever.
Yeah,
but like you can at least give Zack Snyder like the visuals and the cinematography are just elite. Like. That is the one strength of that movie. Everything's beautiful. Yeah. Like just the suits, the costume designs, the battles. Like I don't know if we've mentioned it on the show before, but that iconic fight when he's fighting Zod and he punches him and then punches him again. Mm-hmm. You see that one fight consistently.
That means something.
Every single anything.
They always put that in that. Yes.
They take that, so like,
the blueprint. So like
Zack Snyder, and I don't want to say that because a lot of the Snyder.
But what blueprint from Superman's would you buy people want to use forever? They're not. It was iconic. Just like there were iconic things with Christopher Reeve Superman that Richard Donner made back in the days that people still use. You know what I mean? Hope Core.
That's the iconic thing.
I got another one. I love Emilia Clarke as Supergirl. Punk rock awesome. In quotations. Okay.
I love this punk rock.
Sadly, I only like Supergirl the movie. Tons of highlights, but barely scratched the surface of Woman of Tomorrow. Guardians of the Galaxy Light meets Mad Max. Fun? Sure, memorable, kinda. Lobo, awesome. I wanted more though.
Real quick, I wanted to say, so people, you know how people were like, "Oh, Momoa's born for this Lobo role."
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I actually thought, just in my head, maybe this is like a prediction of mine. I was like, watch it not be that spectacular.
Bro, he threw people, bro. It throws people off.
Watch it not be that spectacular. Like he'll be playing Lobo like with the cigar.
They trying to make like the Channing Tatum Gambit thing, but like it's not. It's not. The Channing Tatum Gambit thing hits way harder. And I haven't even seen Lobo.
That was a gut feeling. I was like, I bet you he's not going to be that good as Lobo. That was a gut feeling.
Bro, you know it'd be so crazy if we're reading this and we actually love this movie. That'd be mad.
Oh, I mean,
we get to see it. So
my worry is, that it's either going to be too silly or not silly enough with with him being Lobo.
Right.
Because Lobo is both this serious threat and this kind of silly character that's kind of almost Deadpoolish in
Now, mind you, I loved Mando Grogu. People call that mid. So I might see this movie Sunday and be like,
And
I love it.
and might get more than
I
Superman.
might love it. You know
I
what
have
mean?
seen a few people say they like it more than Superman. I've seen a couple. I haven't seen a lot,
I've seen that
but
too.
I've seen a couple.
But other than the look though, like, I mean, you can look like somebody and not be that person. It definitely looks like Lobo.
Yeah, no,
But compare that to Millie Alcock. She doesn't look like Supergirl.
that's what you were saying about that one YouTuber. Like, ideally, Superman would be this tall, busty, well, kind of short, busty blonde. You know what I mean? Like Millie Alcock's not really that.
Yeah,
like, she's,
but if you've got the chops,
but make her spunky. Like
and if you've got the chops, I don't care. Like, you know, I've seen her in House of the Dragons. I know she's got the chops.
Right, of course she does. Of course she does.
And you know, everything that I've seen her from interviews and stuff like that, and you know, movies and shows, I'm like, yeah, I can see that, even though she doesn't look like the character.
Right, she does not look like
Jason Momoa. If we were looking at just Game of Thrones, I'd be like, yeah, okay,
Lobo.
I could see him as Lobo or whatever.
Yeah.
But the thing is that he's had more than just Game of Thrones.
Right.
And as he's had more, he's gotten more silly and chummy
and recognizable.
And the more that he's done his like silly chumminess or whatever,
it takes you out of it.
Yeah, he I'm trying to think of like who he reminds me of like on screen.
Like it's like looking at Jim Carrey at this point.
And Jim Carrey or Jack Black, you know.
Or like Jack Black. Oh, Jack.
Yeah.
He's the swole Jack Black. Or like The Rock.
Yeah. And so he's gotten too much of his personality into the public.
Yes, and does it work for Lobo technically? Yes, it does.
Yeah.
But is it too on the nose? Could be.
I don't know. I just, you know, sometimes having someone who doesn't have the public persona is good.
Right.
You know? I'd rather look at Lobo and be like, that's Lobo, instead of look at Lobo and be like, that's Jason Momoa. I also don't like that he was Aquaman and Lobo. That's going to throw me off a little bit. Nitpicky.
Again, yeah, and that's where it's like the whole like favoritism thing.
Here's a good
like,
one.
If you're a friend of Gunn,
Supergirl absolutely rules. The second installment into DC is another incredible, fun one.
Fun!
It's a common phrase you'll hear about this, of course. Millie is praising Millie. I know she's. Oh, this is a long tweet. Jesus Christ. That's a gun shill.
That's a gun shill.
That's a gun shill. Excuse me, guys. Keep talking.
I think I'll send this while you're looking for.
Sorry, here's a good one. As a fan of Woman Tomorrow comment, this is from Sammy J. He's really good. It's Sammy J.
Oh, Sammy J. Okay, yeah, I know him.
He says, as a fan of the Woman Tomorrow comic, I wanted to love Supergirl, but ended up thinking it was just fine. More of a me problem because I see general audience members really loving it. Millie Alcock as Kara is brilliant. Jason Momoa as Lobo still scenes. Tons of heart and humor. We don't have a problem with any of the casting in DCU.
No.
I'm sure the Batman casting will be great too. It's these movies they're writing, bro.
Yeah.
And y'all really want me to believe that freaking... Now, mind you, they are changing regimes now. Like, the cinematographer for Superman is changing, but like... Andy Muschietti making a Batman movie is kind of nuts. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I do, you know what? I'm kind of appreciating the critiques that I'm hearing and that they're not crapping on the actors and like the people that are put in it. Because my problem's been with James Gunn for a while now. I was telling you earlier, I do think that the Millie Alcock interview with what Peter Safran and James Gunn said to her beforehand or whatever, like kind of paints a little bit of a different picture as far as to how they probably are personally to their cast and stuff like that. But movie wise, story wise, my problem has never been with the casting. It's been with the people,
everything else,
like just the tone, and the tone and the writing of these stories. So I appreciate that. Because you know, right before this came out, all the criticism that you hear is the trolls, right? But all those criticisms, everyone's saying that they love Millie Alcock. So when it comes out that James Gunn or whomever the PR people are that go and say it was sexism that held this back, I think that those criticisms pretty much show that the opposite of that is true. Right. That it has nothing to do with sexism, has nothing to do with trolls or anything like that. It's the tone of this movie. People are criticizing the gun. They're not criticizing the cast.
Right. The gun. People are criticizing the gun and not the cast. The gun. Jesus, bro. Time to go make Alpha.
We're talking about potentially if let's say James Gunn does get ousted, like this whole Warner Brothers.
In your opinion, who right now
goes.
becomes charge of DC?
Who become in charge of TC?
Yeah.
Actually, more interesting
I
question.
don't know, man.
Actually, more interesting question. Let's say this whole universe gets scrapped again.
Yeah.
What do you want to see?
But yeah, what do you want to see?
I find it hard to believe that there's like another like Feige.
People underestimate what he does. He's like that good.
I don't think that there is, but I think that one thing that's really like impressive about Feige is his reliance and trust in his team.
In his team, his round table.
So like
he's the Belichick. He hires A+ coaches.
Yeah, but our biggest criticisms for Feige was in when he let it be a little bit too loose during Phase 4, and it wasn't a matter of like he had his hand in the pot less.
He was trying new things too. Let's just be honest.
But I don't think he was trying new things necessarily, or having his hand in the pot less. It was spreading the web too wide. He was being the yes man to too many people.
Right.
He even said in the interview like, oh well, you know, it was literally quantity over quality. Yeah. And it was like, it's got the Marvel name. They're gonna go see it.
Right. He said that. He was like, we just feel like it was before freaking
It was Comic-Con 2022.
No, it wasn't. It was the premiere day of freaking the Miss Marvel show. Not the Miss Marvel. Yeah.
So before so like 2022 was show.
And he was like, bro, we just feel like when people see the Marvel logo, they know what they're getting. Which basically means we know it's Marvel. You're gonna go watch it.
Yeah.
And that worked until Quantumania.
But during that time, there were directors even of like the more positively seen movies of Phase 4 that came out and spoke kind of against Feige, in which they were like, we couldn't find him. Like, we would have a new idea and we'd run around for hours trying to find Kevin Feige, and then when we found him, we'd be like, hey, we've got this idea, and he'd be like, yes. And that was the conversation, right? So now he's not putting out as much,
right?
And I think that that's shown. I think that going into
the scarcity creates value at the end of the day, and also when you've got like just back-to-back bangers like Spider-Man, Doomsday, Secret Wars, like you're like we are having to wait for these,
right?
You know what I mean?
And all that's to say, it's not that he is like perfection; it's that he has a skill set and just a work ethic that I don't think that we will likely find in another person. I don't think there's another Feige out there for DC. Like, they really need to create a team and have someone who's able to steer the ship and let it go when it needs to.
And also too, like to his point, the roundtable thing. Like, let's just be honest, multiple heads are better than one.
Yes.
When you got James Gunn, Creature
I'm
Commandos,
a creative.
I was going to say this earlier while you were talking about Creature Commandos. There's a very big chance that James Gunn goes, oh shit, I forgot I made this animated show that does this and that with Cersei, and that's because there's only one of you.
Yeah.
Versus if you got Kevin Feige, you got
multiple
you got two brothers.
Appointed,
The Russos, who by the way are like, he leads, but he also lets them kind of sub-lead a little bit. So it's like you got those guys, you got you had John Watts, you had Fire Rowe,
Ryan
you have all these Coogler, you have all these different people.
Even Peyton Hill.
And so
even Peyton Hill fall in line.
And you can imagine when they're having these little board meetings, what do we want Doomsday to be? Oh well, I can't. Oh, and some guy come. Remember out of this movie?
Yeah,
you're right. You're right. James Gunn, by the time he gets to if he even gets to those films, by the time he gets to his 8th or 9th film, he's gonna struggle to remember
all the things he did.
Because there's only one guy.
To me, he's already done that.
You're already seeing signs of it.
You're already seeing signs of it. That's a great point.
Because Superman and Peacemaker.
I'm gonna let you go, but that's a great point because of things like saying stuff like, "Oh no, this animated Creature Commander show that nobody watched and nobody was going to watch, let's be honest, is connected to my live action DC universe." Are you shitting me, bro?
Dude, just say it's an animated show on Marvel doesn't say you have to watch zombies. It's a part of the MCU.
Nobody said.
They're just like,
thank you, thank you, and we are, and on this channel We argued that zombies could have been a movie.
It could have.
We argued that zombies
so
would have been. We loved it. We loved it.
Yeah.
And you can't like say, "Oh no, you know why zombies?" Because here's the thing. He didn't mind risking the views going low and just letting it be what it was. He didn't go, "Oh no, you gotta watch this because this is gonna be in." What?
Look. I remember your criticism when we were sitting there watching Superman, where you were talking about how small the world felt.
Oh my gosh!
Because you got
parking lot
Metropolis is like splitting in half here or whatever, and he goes to this camp where they're keeping the other, and it's like was it like 10 minutes down the road?
It was
like
weird.
Yeah,
it was like right there,
fun.
like comically, it was right there.
But, and here's the problem of that. Looking at like Peacemaker, right? Is that Peacemaker has a lot of the same characters. Hey, bud. Peacemaker has a lot of the same characters from Superman, but none of them acknowledge the plot of Superman. You split a city in half,
yes,
and no one cares.
Nobody talks about it.
No one.
Like it you know what's crazy? I wanted Don to watch Lego Batman for so long, so he could. It was a funny movie, obviously. It's a great movie, so he could see the third act of it. We were watching it on my birthday. He was like, "This is what you're talking about."
Yeah,
I was like, "Yes."
And I didn't realize that he was saying it for months. And I was like, I'm sure there's gonna be. It was so blatant.
Spot on, spot on the Lego Batman.
Even the way they like evacuated the city. I was like, did James Gunn watch the end of Lego Batman and say,
how about when they fixed it? How about when they fixed it by pushing it back together? Mm-hmm. Literally, that's how they fixed it in Lego Batman. Spoilers for an incredible Batman movie, by the way.
It's been out forever.
But yeah. They fixed it by pushing it back together. Yeah. Oh, it's okay now. Fun.
Yeah, we're you're a film bro right now.
On our next video, we're going to interview James Gunn himself. He's going to be on our channel. Yeah. He's going to come in and talk to us.
Dude, I can't wait for that.
I can't wait for him. He might be you. I mean,
I can't believe that like we called him and he said that he is.
He said he's going to come in and talk to us. He's going to talk to us.
He invited us to a party after too.
We got a little white wig order.
So if we change our opinion about James Gunn after, then you know why.
Right. He's going to come in. He's going to sit right here at this chair. And he's going to talk to us. If somebody's sick that day, don't worry about it. Because two of us will show up to watch and be there for the James.
I'm not even that excited about him doing the interview. It's after. I want to go to the party.
Oh, my God.
I want him to change my life.
The fun party? The James? Are you going? No, you can't go.
Because, no. Because after we go to the party.
He used to be old enough. He's not old enough anymore. Are we leaning towards where I started as far as like this universe is probably not long for the world, or do you think that we're going to be dealing with this for a while?
Oh no, like Dom said too. Dom was like, okay, so look, if Clayface is great, it doesn't matter. You know why? You know whose name is on. You know whose original Clayface was made. You know who's over Batman properties at DC. Mm-hmm. Big Matthew.
Matt Reeves.
Mm-hmm. Big Matthew. So that won't count. Like your name will be on if it's $1 billion. Your name will be on it, but it won't count because they'll all know.
That's a great point.
Matt Reeves produced that movie, not you. Yeah. You were just like whatever. Like you were like floating, I guess, but you're not over Batman. His deal specifically involved when they cast Batman in the DCU. If James Gunn's still involved, it will not get greenlit unless Matt Reeves checks off on it. He's over Batman in that kind of way. So. And then if Green Lantern, so that don't matter if it wins or right. And if Green Lantern is Boo Boo, and then Man Tomorrow is Boo Boo.
And to your point, great points. That's the difference I think with Marvel and DC, is that Marvel, if Kevin Feige had a Matt Reeves on his team, and again I know this is more Merge Bros propaganda, it's not gonna happen, I know. But if Kevin Feige was like, you just made this badass Batman, you're coming, dude, we need you.
We're gonna figure it out.
Put our heads together. Yeah. James Gunn is like. No.
You were saying that if it was Marvel, that they would have taken that Batman
and brought him over. Right.
Put heads together.
Proof of the pudding.
Right.
Marvel did that with the Defenders on Netflix, and they've done that with Spider-Man, and now we've got the Defenders and Spider-Man.
I want this to see Kara Zor-El, one of my favorite characters. I fell in love with her in the animated series from Superman to Justice League Unlimited. She's one of to be honest with you, she carries Justice League Unlimited. Carries it. She's one of the main. I don't know if y'all seen that. Seen that show. She's one of the main carriers of it. She's awesome. She's spunky. She's smart. She is badass. I don't think she's in the qualities that they're showing me from this trailer.
Daddy.
I think Millie Alcock is an exceptional actor. I love her in House of the Dragon. I think she's great. I think she's beautiful. I don't care if she's busty or tall or whatnot.
Really
I think if you write her a great movie, then she will be great.
Still just make a good
She'll
show.
be great. I hate that the fact that we might watch this movie is not great. Now, mind you, like I said, I saw Man on Grogu. People called it mid. I loved it.
Yeah.
I'm in the Star Wars.
And that's the thing,
I'm
like-
in DC. I'm in the Marvel, so I don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like we're just reading reviews and like I said, whatever the consensus is, like we are going to form our own opinions when we do our
Of
review.
course. All right, well, that's it. This is the Film Bros. My brothers, another good conversation with you guys.
Daddy.
That was awesome. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. We love you guys. Have a good one.
I missed it. What happened?
He said. He said Orion used to be old enough to go to the James Gunn party, but he's not old enough anymore.
Oh, that's scary. That's dark. That's dark, man. I know.
Oh, we are never going to a red carpet. We're never going to one. We're never going.
That's getting cut
We're
out.
never going to a red carpet.
We have to cut that out.
We're never going to a red. We have to cut. We can't keep that
This whole
in.
sequence has to go. I'm sorry, Chase. You cannot put that in.
We can't. We'll never go to the red carpet. How am I going to beat Slade Lee ass and Miss Bree Solo?
We cannot make those types
It's
of
not going to
jokes
happen, bro.
on
We
YouTube.
can't.
No.
Anyways, we got James Gunn on the channel next week. Don't even worry about it. It's gonna be awesome.
If he still accepts.
Yeah, if he still accepts, he should still accept because we're cutting that part out there. But
Should we put like special guests next week in the
special guest. Yes, look at that. Special
get
guest
people
James
excited.
Gunn. Okay, cool. I'm sorry, James. Fun.
Was there-
Fun.